Hello, one and all. So, Thunderbolts has been recently out last week. I have posted my spoiler-free review just recently. So now this is my spoiler review. I wanted to do a spoiler review ever since I just saw it. And so, if you guys have yet to see Thunderbolts, watch my spoiler-free review first. But don't watch this video because this will contain spoilers. But if you don't care, otherwise, well. Anyways, so have you guys seen my spoiler-free review? I really enjoyed Thunderbolts. Thought it was just a great new breath of fresh air take on the MCU, and I think that it definitely is Marvel's Suicide Squad in some way. And so it starts off with Florence Pugh as the new Black Widow, Yelena, God, why can't I pronounce? So she meets up with John Walker, and then Ghost and Taskmaster, who gets killed off. And so then, of course, they see this random person, and it's of course Bob. And so so these guys meet up together with one another, and so this involves a bit of humor, and I really love the humor. I didn't really mention it too much in my spoiler review, but I just love how well the characters play out with each other in regards to the humor. I mean, that's what MCU is allowed to do, I think, anyway. I mean, throughout many previous MCU movies, it certainly has had humor, and I think Thunderbolts proves that, I think. And then what I love is whenever they're all four of them are trying to get up this sort of tube, which I thought was actually quite funny. And then of course they eventually meet up with Bucky and Red Guardian, played by David Harbour. And so there, of course, have this action scene with these tanks following them. Bucky is saving them, and I just really love that. And so all of the Thunderbolts have officially met up with each other. And so later on, we see Bob as now a Sentry, wearing this costume. I call them costumes anyway, but you can call us suit anyway. Wears this this yellow goldish outfit, pretty much Sentry, and he's pretty much really tough, and so pretty much fighting the Thunderbolt characters themselves. And then later on in the movie, he becomes this really dark figure, and then sort of using this dark force that sort of makes people disappear, and so even disappears the Thunderbolts themselves. Then I of course see the real Bob inside that, and then of course they see the dark Sentry, and so they are eventually just taking him out. They're saving the day, and then they're now referred to as the New Avengers. And so the New Avengers, I really like how they finally somewhat got to set up an Avengers team, because ever since the beginning of the Multiverse saga, right after the Infinity Saga, we've never really had an announcement what's going to be the proper Avengers team. Well, I think Thunderbolts kind of now does explain that. I mean, I'm still going to call this Thunderbolts anyway, even though it's now technically, once you've seen the movie, referred to as the New Avengers. And so that concludes the movie, but we do, of course, get a mid-credit scene and a post-credit scene. So a mid-credit scene involves a Red Guardian, David Harbour, with these cereal boxes that have the New Avengers on there. That was a funny scene, I thought. And then, of course, we get the big part, the setup for Phase 6. Thunderbolts is the last film in Phase 5. And so we see the Thunderbolts actually wear these new outfits that sort of have an A standing for Avengers. And so it was actually quite a longer post-credit scene. Don't know if it's just me, but I actually thought this post-credit scene was actually quite lengthy. I thought anyway, because we don't usually have many post-credit scenes that long, but I thought it was actually an enjoyable one anyway. And then of course we see the plane that has the Fantastic Four logo on it, and now of course that leads into, well, Fantastic Four: The First Steps, which will kick off Phase 6. We're literally getting only 4 movies in Phase 6. So Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, Brand New Day, the 4th Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. And then, of course, we're getting Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. So yeah, the Russo brothers, excuse me, are directing those movies. So yeah, the Russo brothers have been making MC movies since Winter Soldier, just Civil War, and the first Avengers they did was Infinity War, then Endgame. So they're pretty much doing 2 more MCU movies, and then that will wrap up the multiverse saga until the MCU, Kevin Feige himself, decides to make another saga of movies, because we are probably going to get one, just because that's just Hollywood. But overall, guys, I really enjoy Thunderbolts. It had some great moments. Of course, I didn't mention everything. I just wanted to talk about the spoiler aspects that I personally wanted to talk about. And so, there you go, guys. Those are my spoiler thoughts on Thunderbolts. Just like in my spoiler-free review, I really enjoyed this movie. It was a great time for sure. And hopefully the MCU can stay like this after what it's been dealing with through lately for some previous movies. I think we're kind of now in a good situation as far as I'm concerned. But there you go. That is my spoiler thoughts on Thunderbolts. Comment down below. Let me know what spoiler aspects did you enjoy about Thunderbolts. And so, if you're new to my channel, please feel free to comment, like, subscribe, notify that bell before you leave. But if you're a returner, welcome back and hope you're enjoying the content so far. And as always, until my next video, I shall see you then, and peace.